just go ahead and get started with some introductions. So from our team, you'll notice that we've got Charlotte Roderick, and she is our marketing director and has helped us put together this call today. And also Hannah John, who is a risk advisor that works alongside me in our commercial department. But we're really excited to make this introduction to Risk Advisor Konnect. Also on this call is from the Keystone team. We've got Brian Perkins, who's the Vice President of Operations, and we also have Aaron Black, who is Vice President of Business Development. So in just a few moments, what I'm going to do is turn over the call to them so that they can kind of run through a slide deck and give you all some more familiarity. But I thought what I would go ahead and do is really just start by giving you somewhat of an overview and creating a few important distinctions about what Risk Advisor Konnect is and what it is not. So most importantly, what I want to express is that this is a benefit that Hawk Advisors is offering exclusively to our clients. And this comes through our affiliation and partnership with Keystone Insurers Group. So the exciting thing about this is that it is not a hotline. It is a helpline. And I really believe that the distinguishing factors are that a hotline would be we're just channeling you over to a call center where you're playing Russian roulette on who you're going to get. But in this instance, this is a helpline where we have familiarity with the folks that will be taking these calls. In many cases, we have worked with them either alongside one of our clients, or we have used the services ourselves. So when this became a offered benefit, we knew firsthand just the kind of expertise and the level of service that you can expect. So that's really number one, is that it's not a call center, that you are working with a specialized elite team of professionals that understand the disciplines of HR, safety, DOT, and claims management. So the second thing that I would say is that Risk Advisor Konnect does not replace anything that Hawk Advisors does for their clients or Safe Park USA does for our clients. This is only to enhance the things that we do. So while we are going to be distributing some information that has some frequently asked questions and will give you all the contacts that you need to be able to get in touch with Risk Advisor Konnect, you can reach out to these folks direct, or you can come through us and we can coordinate a call together. So if you feel like that this is something that would be important for all of us to be in the loop on, then we encourage that. The folks at Keystone will send us a utilization report each month, so we will be able to see who is called and what kind of conversations that you've had, and we may follow up with you at some point. But really, those are the two distinctions that I want to make, is that this is an enhancement to what we're offering as an agency. It's not replacing anything. And then secondly, this is not a call center, that this is a specialized and elite team of professionals. So with that said, I'm going to turn over the call to Aaron and to Brian to kind of run through this slide deck. And we just encourage you all to stop us at any point to ask questions. We hope that this would be an interactive session. So at any point you have a question, you can ask it at the time, or you can wait to the end. Just make sure you unmute yourself. So with all that said, I'm going to turn over the call to Aaron and Brian.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Stephen. Excellent introduction. I couldn't have said it any better myself, honestly. There's just a couple slides that we're going to go through, just give you a high-level overview of what Risk Advisor Konnect is, and talk through some of the scenarios and some of the types of questions that we get. And there's actually one that I'm going to read directly from an inquiry that we just had come in, I think, in the last week, to kind of give you a feel for the types of things that we help clients with. As Stephen mentioned, and I'll probably jump ahead, but before I do that, I'm going to stay on track with the slides. So what is it? It's a helpline of 4 key operational areas: human resources, employee safety, OSHA compliance type of issues, fleet safety. FMCSA is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, for those of you that don't know, as well as DOT compliance, and then claims management. There's one number will connect you directly with our team, or one email address. The team that we're talking about is our risk management division. We're part of Hawk Advisors. We're the risk management division for Hawk Advisors. And we're a staff of about 60 employees made up of professionals in each one of these areas. Just to give you a little background, the response time within 24 hours on business days, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. Typically, those calls are answered live and then directed to one of our professionals. If it's not answered live and there's a voicemail that's left, our response is within 24 hours, but I think we've averaged less than 30 minutes over the period of time that we've been doing this. So it's been very, very good. The question sometimes comes in about, what about after hours or on weekends? Well, let's say you have a catastrophic type of loss and you need some direction, you need some help. Those emails that come through, as well as the calls, still connect to our staff, and they have taken calls over the weekend or after hours in those instances where it's an emergency type situation. If it's not, imminently need for a callback, then we'll get back to you the very next business day. As Stephen mentioned, this isn't a call center in some other country. These are W-2 employees of our division, safety, claims, HR, and fleet safety experts. Unlimited consultations. You can call or email as many times as you'd like, and it's a free service offered to you through Risk Advisor or through Hawk Advisors. As a client of theirs, you have this service available to you. If you're no longer a client, unfortunately, the service would not be available. It's exclusive. Then we also do industry updates and content on a monthly basis that will be sent out to you on different industry topics. Could be changes to human resources related laws or updates to DOT regs. There's been a lot of changes to OSHA regulations over the last 5 to 10 years, and that's an evolving type of thing. When those occur, those are the types of industry updates that you would see come in. Some of the types of questions, I'm going to go directly to the one that we just had come in. And the question was, we have an employee that wants to use FMLA, but we've not done that before and want to make sure we do it right. Can we talk through everything that we need to do on this type of claim from an employee? I mean, that's an actual call or inquiry that came in from a client that wasn't sure how to handle FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act. So we've got in touch with them. We've walked them through that process, how to file claim, how to count the days, what qualifies for FMLA, what doesn't qualify for FMLA. So that's one example. The medical marijuana or recreational marijuana. States change. Some are illegal for both medical and recreational, and then the next day it's legalized for medical or recreational, and we get a ton of calls from employers. What do we do? How do we handle that? What can we do as far as our drug and alcohol testing goes? What about, this is timely because of the time of the year we're in, the bottom middle one, do I need to keep OSHA 300 logs? And do I need to report that information to OSHA? And I say it's timely because we're right around the time that we need to do the annual required posting of the 300A summary, as well as the submission to OSHA through the ITA site. If I'm talking a different language to you about the things I just mentioned, that's an example where you could call us and say, hey, I heard of this OSHA record keeping, but I don't know, do I need to do this? And we would walk you through that and how to do it. As far as DOT goes, do I need to have a DOT number? Dealing with a harassment type of issue. We have an employee that's complained of harassment. How do we handle that? Or you have a disgruntled employee, or you're looking to make a termination. Those are all of the types of things that go into the helpline to be able to provide you with resources and expertise to answer those questions. There could be a situation like the OSHA logs as an example. We could walk you through it, and we could even provide you with some documentation to show you here's what you need to do. We can provide toolbox talks, that type of thing, on a case-by-case basis. If we get into more detailed, where let's say you need an employee handbook, that would be an additional conversation that we would have with you and Steven and Hannah and others at Hawk to say, okay, client of yours, a lot of HR concerns and issues, realize they don't have a handbook, and something that they want to take a look at. That would be a further engagement beyond the helpline. So I'll just pause right there. Ask anybody have any questions? Brian, anything you want to add to anything that I just mentioned?
No, you covered it all really, really well. I think the whole point and idea is, as small, mid-sized businesses, everybody has these issues arise in their business, and oftentimes it's whether you're an HR professional, a safety professional, an office manager or accounting professional that got these responsibilities assigned to you because you're the one that keeps the place going, and it's helpful to, instead of trying to research everything, to be able to just pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I have a question about this, can you give me a hand?
Yeah, I'd also mention too that, as you mentioned that you're going to be sending out newsletters each month that will have some industry topics that, I've had familiarity with getting hit by some of these things. And oftentimes what you don't see is in small writing, it says, please don't call us about this because we don't really know what we just sent you. And so, I think one of the separation points here is that if you see something on any of the information that comes out, you actually have someone that you can contact that knows exactly what they sent you and how to
Yep.
walk you through the steps of what you need to do to be compliant. So
Yeah.
I see a lot of, resources that are available out there where people are putting email blasts out there about certain things that you're required to do as a business, but then they have no ability to be able to guide you through the process. So the whole purpose here is for us to have a team of people that can guide you through the process.
Yeah, great point, Stephen. And just to add to that, I mean, these newsletter updates, I mean, there are content that we're generating. Sure, we may be looking for current events and pointing to links or additional information, but this isn't a service that we subscribe to. This is our team getting together monthly and saying, hey, what's hot in our area, what might be helpful to our clients in the program that we can share with them, and then we're writing it up. So
It's great.
Yeah, and this is an example of one of those industry updates that we did in September of last year. And oftentimes, to the point that Brian made, a lot of the clients that we work with don't have a full-time safety person or a full-time HR person. It's somebody wearing 10 different hats that has that responsibility. And I can tell you firsthand, whether it's OSHA, it's HR related, it's the DOT. I mean, the changes happen so often. And a lot of times we get asked, if I go into a client that we're a prospect that we're not working with, we get asked the question, well, how are we supposed to know all this stuff? Well, working with us, you would know that because we would update you and keep you abreast of what's happening. So there's that. And then I'm going to go back up a slide. There's going to be a follow-up email sent out to you from, I think, Charlotte, you're sending that out to all of the clients. You will get this flyer, this poster, just so that you can have that at your fingertips as far as the helpline, the number, as well as the email address and the contact information right there. The other thing I didn't mention, I think that was the last slide, that I did not mention, I'm going to stop sharing just so we could see each other a little better, was if an insurance carrier comes out, they do a loss control visit at your facility, your operations, if you're a contractor or you're out in the field, and they may write a letter with a list of recommendations of things that they want to see from your company, and you're not sure where to even start with those recommendations, that's something that we can help you with as well. Because sometimes we get those, clients get those letters and they're like, I don't even know where to begin. So call us. And as I think Stephen mentioned, if at any point you want to set up a joint call with the team at Hawk as well as our team, we can certainly do that.